After almost a year of I probably shouldn't do this. 2024 was the year of the silent sports ball. Viral video after viral video showing off quiet technology took the internet by storm. And now in the year of 2025, Nerf has joined the conversation, releasing their quiet court foam basketball. So we just got a delivery for something that I feel like we've been waiting forever to get. All right, you guys got to check this out. The Nerf Quiet Court official size basketball. These things are so cool. And I forgot that I ordered this too. I'm so stoked. They're small, they're mini. It's a mini one. So major company wants to cash in on a viral trend. This isn't news, right? But what if I told you that Nerf isn't cashing in on the trend, but they actually started it more than 50 years ago? Because this Nerf foam ball changed everything. I mean, this Nerf foam ball. This is the original Nerf ball, the world's first indoor ball, the predecessor to all quiet technology today, as well as the catalyst that started the Nerf empire. Today we delve into the evolution of Nerf and how a little foam ball started it all. It all begins in 1969 with the release of the original Nerf ball, a safe-to-play-with foam ball for the indoors. It may be hard to understand why this was so revolutionary, but we're talking about a time when parents would rather kick their kids out for the day, tell them to come home for dinner after the sun sets, than let them play in the house with a ball.
So where did you get these Nerf balls from, Miss? From Kool-Aid, free. You'd send in the top of 20 packs of regular Kool-Aid or 10 packs of sugar-sweetened Kool-Aid.
You see, the original Nerf ball was more than just a foam ball you could throw in the house. It was a license to break your parents' rules, albeit with their permission, but that just meant everyone won. Made with lightweight foam, this ball allowed for kids to throw or catch the ball in the house without the fear of breaking a household item. Parents loved it and the kids did too. Nerf may have had a certified hit on their hands, but you have to strike while the iron is hot. So they got back in the lab and began innovating. Throughout the 70s, they came out with items like the Nerf Critter, the Nerf Animal, and even the Nerf Circus Train. And if you're wondering why I don't have video commercials of these, let's just say that some of their ideas were better than others. By the mid-70s, Nerf began to realize that the success of the original Nerf ball came from more than just the idea of making someone's favorite toy out of foam. There was a sense of danger that came with the original Nerf ball, with the allowance to throw it in the house and break the rules that they needed to capture again. So in 1976, Nerf releases the Air Launcher, which was really just a taste of what was to come, as it was essentially a prototype for the missile launcher, which would hit shelves in 1992. Nerf's real genius wouldn't be put on full display until 1986, when they decided to combine the idea of the air launcher with that original Nerf ball, coming out with the Nerf Blast-A-Ball. You see, these products added in that faux danger that was missing from the circus train of the 70s. And whether they knew it or not, this was the beginnings of an entirely new identity for the brand. Along with the aforementioned missile launcher, 1992 also saw the release of the Nerf Sharpshooter, their first ever foam dart shooter. Can you tell that I'm trying so hard not to say? While Blast-A-Ball was rather short-lived, the Sharpshooter would recapture something that Nerf hadn't seen since 1969 and the release of the original Nerf ball. These dart shooters completely transformed playtime as they allowed for casual fun and competitive games. With various designs and mechanisms, Nerf blasters became a staple of indoor and outdoor play. Now, if the story just ended here, it wouldn't make much sense, would it? I mean, Nerf makes a ball in 1969, which inspires them to make dart blasters, which somehow gets them back to making a ball in 2025. I mean, sadly, the story is not nearly as linear as I tried to write it in this script. The truth is that the first Nerf sports ball followed pretty much immediately after the release of the original Nerf ball. And then in 1972, Nerf released their Nerf Hoop and their Nerf Football. Both were actually quite successful, and they would continue on this success in the 80s with the Nerf Baseball. However, I said the story gets complicated, and it does, but in order to talk about that, we have to talk about ownership and licensing. In 1987, the Parker brothers, who initially developed the original Nerf ball, along with basically every classic board game you've ever heard of, they were acquired by General Mills. Yes, that General Mills. So yeah, that Kool-Aid commercial you saw earlier wasn't just like a fun, quirky collab. It was deeply contrived.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh yeah!
Anyway, General Mills also happened to own another toy company called Kenner, and for simplicity's sake, in 1985 they combined the two into Kenner Parker Toys Inc. Now this was rather short-lived, as in 1987, General Mills would go on to sell Kenner Parker Toys Inc. to Tonka. Yes, that Tonka. And then not even long after that, Tonka would be swallowed whole by Hasbro. And there's a number of semantic changes after that as well, but just know that Hasbro owns Nerf. Or do they? Boo-doo-boo-boo, Vsauce music, yeah.
Or is it?
No, they definitely own Nerf. They just don't make Nerf? Let me explain. So, Hasbro definitely makes Nerf dart shooters, that's for sure, but I would challenge you to think of a single sporting good that is produced by Hasbro. You see, when the dust settled in the early 2000s, Hasbro had a little problem. You see, they were most well known for their dart blasters. However, they did have this rich history in sporting goods. Now, this wasn't a real problem at first. I mean, dart blasters were all the rage, and frankly, they didn't have any credible competition, so they were able to just kind of put the sporting goods side of their company on hiatus, only sort of dabbling in a few items here or there. But in 2019, it seems that they realized that much like in America, sports never really go out of style. So this is when they started to really try to release a few sporting goods items, but as I mentioned before, if you look at their website, they literally only have blasters in their sporting goods section. Hasbro just wasn't that good at making sporting goods. But you know who is? Franklin Sports. In 2021, Hasbro and Franklin would ink a licensing deal, allowing Franklin to develop, produce, and distribute everything from soccer balls, basketballs, and anything in between. In 2021, the demand for outdoor activities was at an all-time high. These products encouraged outdoor play as well as teamwork, all while maintaining the same safety that Nerf became known for after that little foam ball. And the Nerf brand name had developed so much goodwill over the years, making amazing products, that Franklin was able to take their existing products and actually give them the Nerf branding and turn it into a premium line. This partnership was so successful for the two that they actually renewed it in 2023 for a long-term extension. But none of this really gets to the heart of what I want to talk about today. I mean, the Nerf ball, where is it in all of this? Like, where is the original Nerf ball? In order to fully explain, I need to briefly talk about a company called Schilling. Today, they're known best for their brand Neato, but they've been making toys since 1975. And while they have a rich history in their own right, I just want to focus on a cornerstone of their business, nostalgia. You see, you may not know Schilling, but you know their brands. They have the license for Big Wheel, Lava Lamp, Sea Monkeys, My Little Pony, oh, and this thing. As you guys already know, the toy industry works just like any other industry, and it's mostly driven by trends. This leads to a number of toys that have had a huge peak popularity, but over the years have simmered down and just become a quiet staple of the industry. Schilling realized that one toy with moderate popularity doesn't do much, but if you have the whole lot of them, then that can actually build a massive brand. So while Big Wheel sales may not be as big as they once were, when you pair it with Sea Monkeys, My Little Pony, and the whole rest of it, it's a really good business. But that's kind of where it gets weird, because I love this thing, and I've had it in the store every single day since we took over in 2024, up until 2025. It seems like they have quietly discontinued the original Nerf ball in 2025. And I can't find anything online about Schilling and Hasbro's licensing deal at all. But if I'm reading between the lines, I would say there's no coincidence here that the original Nerf ball was discontinued right as the Quiet Court basketball was unveiled. And while I sincerely have no insider information, let's just say that this thing is just a little version of that thing. And so I would not be surprised if we see the reintroduction of the original Nerf ball via the Hasbro and Franklin partnership. Now, it's impossible to give credence to truly how big of a company Nerf is at this point. I hardly even touched on their blaster division in the sense of all of the variants they've made, like gel blasters and even super soakers. But Nerf is truly like an unstoppable force. And you can see that in the references in movies, TV, and the way they've affected competitive events as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the brief history of how this little foam ball created an empire. And if you want to buy one of these, I mean, you're you're kind of out of luck, but we do have these available in store right now. So come check them out. And thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, I guess I'll see you next week. Yeah, I will. Cool. Bye.
Taking Back Sunday played before us at Wayne Firehouse
I
in,
love
in
that.
Jersey. Yeah. But even then, I remember seeing the reaction of the crowd and going like, oh, this band's gonna be really big. Like, oh, I could just, like, people were really excited to see
They're going to
them.
be bigger than us tomorrow.
Yeah, no, they were bigger than us as they were playing, you know.